What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another UFO 50 daily bingo line. Can you believe it? 3 days in a row? I certainly can't. I almost forgot. I'm not good at this. Not anymore, at least. Nonetheless, yesterday, good day for learning. Well, at least practicing some stuff that we kind of knew. But, yeah, no, we're still going to look for the weird line today. Or that's going to be, I think, our goal for the entire season. It's just going to be to find the weird line. At least until we're feeling pretty confident with every single game. So let's try once again today to find the weird line. 3, 2, 1, go. Kiwi Aura. I have not used Kiwi Aura before, so certainly interested in that. Anything else that stands out to me? Slay a spider on 2 different levels using ants, okay. But I don't really want to do Cherry Disc 3 games on this card. Is there something more interesting? Good jobs, maybe? I definitely don't want to do Zoldath. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do row 3. Because I want to do the Kiwi Aura, but I don't really feel like checking out anything else that's too crazy. Top right, bottom left would have been nice, but it's just too crazy. So let's start with Kiwi Aura. Let's check this out. I think I remember reading about this pretty recently. That's how you type. So we have to do 3 courses. We have to win. We are going to go to 4 for the general goal. So I believe it is more power-ups. Starting off with the Pickle Bomb. It sure does look like more power-ups, doesn't it? This is quite a lot of power-ups. Which honestly is not bad. I'm generally not very afraid of the power-ups in Big Bell Race. I don't think they're particularly difficult to dodge, but it means I have more opportunities to hurt the enemies. That is a bit sketchy. Gotta be careful with that Pickle Bomb. And that is gonna be 1 course. That's pretty interesting. A lot more to dodge for sure. On a race like this, on a course like this might actually affect it quite a lot. Yeah, bad start there. Obviously, it could have been done, but I messed up the shortcut, so we're going to be starting with a bit of a disadvantage, which can actually be fairly easily caught up on. Catched up? Caught up? Nothing sounds right there. Especially because, again, enemies are going to be dying more often. We'll stay back there. One thing, if you're trying not to get hit by an enemy's swing in particular, one thing you can try to look out for is to try to like match their X coordinate, their horizontal position. If you're right on top of them, then they're not going to be able to attack to the left and right to hit you. And they're not going to. Whereas there, I'm right behind the enemy, they can get me. That's like one of the few things you can really do in Big Bell Race to get past a group of enemies. And now somehow I actually got ahead on course 3. That's pretty crazy. This is honestly easily the hardest of all the courses to start from behind and get ahead on. Because there's just nothing here. It's just like a pure lap. And a lot of corners too, so it's very hard to actually get in front of somebody. I'll try to use the explosion to my advantage. Nope. I was trying to use the explosion to get a boost forward. The explosions, well, the bomb's explosion itself does not do damage, it just pushes enemies far away. which you can use to your advantage to get a big boost, much like the Psycho Slash, I believe it's called. Why don't you go ahead and clear the path for me, Gray? Thank you. Alright, and that is going to be 3. We are again going to go to 4. I'm going to see if I can remember how to do this. Been a while since I've done the shortcut here. Basically, again, Big Bell Race works on a flag system, much like Mario Kart. Basically, there's a series of positions around the course. The game checks to see if you've hit them in order, and if you have, well, then you've done a lap. And on this particular course, the flags are kind of set up in a way that you don't ever really need to go to the top right at all. Oh, that is very bad. I'm probably gonna die. We're gonna try not to die. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's fine. Again, this is one of the shortcut courses, so we're like very far ahead of everybody else, pretty much. I didn't realize I picked up a power. This one is definitely a lot more chaotic than the other ones, mostly because of the overlap. Alright, now it's going to be 4 levels. Pin golf. We're definitely going to get past 4 levels. Hole-in-one, I believe. If you have to do 3 different courses, the earliest you can get this is hole-9, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, hole 1, the classic. And as for the rest of these, except the ones where we can get a hole in one, we're just going to be trying to zoom. Here's a potential hole in one. Let's see if we can get it. Just fully send it over here. That was absolutely not how it was supposed to go, but it did happen, and I will be taking that. I meant to dunk a little bit later, but I don't know, it worked out. When things work out, I don't usually find myself complaining. Hole number 5, probably the hardest hole, honestly. I never make it up that ramp. I know it's possible, but I just can't. I can't remember the last time I made it up that ramp successfully, honestly. Yeah, a little bit sloppy there, so gonna be a -1, not a -2. Send it like that, bounce on the water. Nice, -1 here is actually pretty hard. If you ask me, at least. Gonna wait here a little bit. This is not the fastest strat for this level, but it's the strat I learned, so. Alright, and here's the next hole-in-one potential. Unfortunately, I missed it. I'll have to keep going a little bit further. The next hole-in-one's also pretty close, though. Right here. Uh-oh, I have a lot of speed. Yeah. That's okay, there's still more hole-in-one potential. Right here. And there we go, that's 3 hole-in-ones. Gonna open combatants, there we go. Mark pin golf, and also that's 4 levels. We need 3 more games with 4 levels on this card. Could be a little difficult, actually. So, clear first blow without shooting. Way to do this is pretty simple. We're going to try to bait this one over. Goal number 1 is basically never actually let them build up anything. Once again, I'm going to invite it over. No shooting also means no allies shooting, so I can't summon soldiers to help me out. Oops. I forgot which button was which. That's genuine. I genuinely just forgot. I meant to hit the menu button, but... oh well. Once again, we're gonna bring this one over. Have these two fight. Now you can come over. Deal with this guy. So we do want this little fellow to follow us, as well as this one. Basically, 2 blue ants equals 1 red ant. So we're gonna have these 2 workers sacrifice themselves to take care of this lone red ant over here. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. And that's gonna do it. Now, I don't think I'm gonna be doing 4 levels in combatants, so I'm just gonna take the save and move on. Maybe I'll come back, but I don't think I will. Alright, the old Barbute. Obtain the Rod and the Blood Sword. Now, you can do these in 2 separate runs, and that is what I'll do. As they are mostly on opposite sides of the map. So it's not really worth trying to get both in one run. Now, the first step for the Blood Sword is right over here. We need to defeat these 2 mushrooms. And they've gone to the bad side of the map, over here. Take 3 sword hits. Oh, come on, get over here. There we go, and then now that they're dead, we can push this. A secret. Opens up this path down here. We throw ourselves into the spikes to spawn over here and obtain the Blood Sword. 4 levels. That was the Blood Sword right there. And now for the Rod, the fastest path to get to the Rod involves the usual, getting the necklace. Most people that have gotten the Rod have probably obtained it through using the pin if you're playing casually. It's just not really worth it in this one. 4 levels. I'm still thinking about it. I think my current plan for the 4 levels is going to be probably Bushido, Overbold, and then Hyper Contender, if I had to guess. There's not actually a lot of good options for levels. There's plenty of games with 4 levels, but those 4 levels are pretty slow. If you were extremely good at the game, Demolition could be a worthy bet. And here is the necklace. Just looking at the card, trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the 3 fastest options left on here. I could maybe do Velgris or Cherry. It's definitely Overbold, Hyper Contender because you can mess with the rules. And then what did I say the other one was? Bushido Ball. Yeah, because you can mess with the rules there too. Hey, what are you doing here? I'm walking here. I believe it's possible to make the fast cycle and get on this platform here before this, but I didn't make it. I don't think I've ever actually made that. I'm not particularly skilled at Barbuda speed play. And we're going to take this little hidden passage over here through the Barbute. And over here is actually a secret door. Over here is actually a secret door. That brings us over here. And this little bean guy over here, well, he's got the rod. We're going to get the rod. We got the rod. Okay, what did I say? Hyper contender? We're going to start with that. I am going to tweak the settings. To make rings to win 1. Well, 2, I suppose. If it's 1, this doesn't work, right? I don't really know. It's been a long time since I've done this. Give me Braz. Yeah, so basically, it all comes down to this, and there we go. So that's 1 level. And I failed. So we're still at 1 level. I'm going to rematch. That's the downside of using this fast strat. There we go. There we go. That's 3. Yeah, there's something I could do there. Once I got hit my shot, it was over. I'll take a rematch, please. This has better odds. There we go. And I'll wait for the transition to happen, and then that's going to be 4 levels. Alright, and I said the old Bushido. 4 levels in Bushido. Options menu, please. 4 to win, laws off, hyperspeed. You can tell I've done this many times. Good old Yamada. We're going to finish it off with Overbold after this. The Yamada tactic is simple. Roll, smack. And also roll back to make it faster. Roll, smack, roll back. Roll, smack, roll back. Roll, smack, enjoy your victory. The only thing that can really go wrong here is if the enemy hits the ball before me, or if the enemy chooses to walk backwards. The absolute worst possible thing that could ever happen. Yep. Now I need to play the game for a little bit. What a disaster. I have to play one of my favorite games. Now this might seem disastrous, but check this out. And there we go. Something I discovered at some point while playing on Hyper is the CPUs just cannot handle Yamada's bomb. They will never return it, ever. That's probably not true, but there's an extremely high chance they don't return it. Like, probably over 95%. we go. Now just one more. Then we will be taking a quick overbold trip. Tomoe! I try my best. Anyway. La Bomba. Oh, heck. Sometimes being better at the game is also good. Alright, and that's going to be 4 levels. I think I could switch games here, but I'm just going to wait till the transition. And then Overbold. Overbold, a pretty good game for levels because you don't actually have to do much. You don't need to bet high or anything at all, you can just do the minimum bet. I am going to buy extra bombs, and then just fight. The extra bombs are free, so I might as well. Well, free. You have the money for it after round 1. That was 2. That's 3. Didn't mean to do that. What a disaster. The one thing you never want to do is get more of these frickin' guys. That's okay. I'm a gamer. And that is going to do it. 4 levels and 5 games done. I was gonna say how convenient we only opened 5 games, but well, that's not true. I guess we opened 7 games because Big Bell in theory was opened. Terminal code, terminal code. Not much that was super special on this card. A lot of sort of interesting stuff, but it just didn't feel right. I was... The Kiwi aura brought me in. What it is, the levels on this card is certainly a bit scary at times. A bit scary. I gotta be careful about that. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next line.